Hey guys, welcome back to today's deep dive on stocks. And today we are talking about Google versus Nvidia. How to trade these two stocks for huge profits, and three other AI stocks that you need to look at right now. Right? Okay. So let's dive in. Right? I have a lot to share in this episode on my video. Right? Okay. So. First thing first, the tech rebound ignited, right? And major indices surged as traders bet on December Fed rate cut, restoring momentum to the sector. And that's why recently, this past couple of days, right, the market started to rally strongly, right? Rebounded strongly, right? Okay. And there's a AI news catalyst also, right? Alphabet, right? More known for people like Google, right? Okay. Alphabet unveiled Gemini 3, advanced AI model, right? And it helps for the stocks to go up, also pulling the overall market with a very feel good sentiment and market ready as well, right? Okay. And also there's reports saying that Meta might be considering to use TPUs from Google, right? Okay. And they are just considering, right? But these are rumors, right? Okay. Not fully confirmed yet, right? Okay. This signal, but no matter what, this signal demand for non-Nvidia chips, right? Okay. And on the broader impact, Broadcom, MVGO, or even Marvel, MRVL, the stock symbol, and or even Micron, right? Stock symbol is MU. They rode the wave and gaining 4 to 5% in each of their stock because of their supply chain ties with Google ecosystem, and also a lot of AI stocks as well, right? Okay, because they are basically chip suppliers, right? Okay. And we all know AI, because of the AI demand, right? There's a huge demand for chips as well, right? Okay. But just to take note, even though the market just rebounded recently, okay, in this couple of days, right? I just did a video, right? This might be a short-term rebound, right? Okay, and it's working out the way I see it, right? Okay, so if you want to know why this is just a short-term rebound and what are the price level, right? What levels the S&P or even the NASDAQ is going to go at, right? Do check out my latest market insight video, right? Okay, it's under this channel, right? Make sure you at the same time subscribe to our channel, right? So that whenever my video is out, you can actually watch them and be notified if you are one of our subscribers, right? Okay, now let's get back in, right? Google, right? Google has TPUs, and their TPUs offer a cost-efficient way to do custom AI training optimized for its cloud services, right? Okay. And recently, just a couple of days ago, right? They announced Gemini 3, and it reveals and showcase superior speed, positioning them for full stack AI as a leader, right? Okay, so basically, and that's why Meta, there's news or even rumors, right? Okay, saying that Meta is considering Google TPUs, right? And that's for Google, right? So how about Nvidia? Nvidia has a very big dominance in the chip making, especially for AI, right? Okay, it holds 80% or more than 80% market share in AI GPUs, right? Okay, and but the thing here is their high pricing and supply constraints, right? The demand is always outpacing their supply, right? And it pushes clients like Meta to look for other alternatives, even Google, right? Okay, and spotlight on recent news have a spotlight on Alphabet TPU, right? Okay, so what is TPU? TPU is the tensor processing units, are Google's specialized way chips, right? Okay, for AI workloads, basically allowing them to do more computing with less resources, lah, right? Which also help them to lower down their costs than buying chips from Nvidia, right? Okay, more and more large cap tech companies like Google, like Meta, or even Microsoft are starting to look for ways to lower their costs in terms of getting the chips for AI, right? Okay, so they are also looking to having their own versions of chips, just like the recent news on Google as well, right? Okay, and because of all these recent news, right? Okay, the market rally, right? And this not only Google benefited from this. Other big winners recently in this couple of days is also Broadcom, Marvel, and even Micron, right? Okay, because Broadcom is Google's TPU co-developer, right? Okay, it supplies custom silicon components, right? Okay, and it has a very good revenue of more than 10 billion, right, quarterly. Marvel, on the other hand, the data center chips complement Google ecosystem as well, right? And that's why the stock went up. Micron, on the other hand, also has a link to helping the TPU, right? And you can see that the stock also went up, right? So out of all these, right, especially Google and Nvidia, these two stocks, they are one of the Magnificent Seven stocks, right? Which one is better to invest or to trade in, right? Okay, which one is more likely to move in the short term higher, right? Which one has more potential, right, on the upside, right? And I'm going to jump into the charts to share that with you. But very importantly, is I will also look at the other three stocks that benefited recently and share with you my take, which are the stocks that has more potential upside as well, right? Okay, so without further ado, let's jump right into my technical analysis on Nvidia first, right? So if we look at Nvidia, right, okay, it has went up quite a bit in recent times, right, hitting an all-time new high towards the end of October, as you can see over here. And for the past 1 month, it has been in correction mode. And this is basically why recently it dragged down the overall stock market indices, right? Okay, so for the past 3 weeks, right, the stock market has been correcting, except for the past few days, it started to rebound. But my point here is that because Nvidia has a heavy weightage in the stock indices, right, when it does get sold off like what you see on your screen, right, it does pull down the overall market as well. And because it is so-called looked upon as a market leader, right, when it is sold off, a lot of people holding other stocks, they might even sell off their shares, right? Okay, so I see that this is one of the main contributing factors why the overall stock market has been correcting since end of October, right? Okay, or towards since the start of November, right? But apart from that, right, if you look at my market insight video that is recently up, I say that the correction might not be over, right? And why, and what are the price points it should rally first, rebound first, right? Which is what we are seeing right now, right? It's already rebounding, just like what I said in my market insight video, right? But the thing here is this, okay? Looking at Nvidia, I don't think the correction is over for Nvidia as well, right? Okay, so if we look at the this is the weekly time frame. If you look at the daily time frame, right, it is still being sold off with no not slowing down at all, right? Okay, and if we look at the 4 monthly time frame, or it has rallied quite a bit, right? And the monthly time frame, normally, well, this will most likely be concluded as a bearish red candle, right? Okay, and typically in previous times when it has a red candle, it typically stays in a correction mode for more than a month, right? Okay, so over here there's a correction mode. It's also stayed correcting for about 1.5 months, right? Okay, over here easily another 3 to 4 months. And because it has rallied up a lot since April correction, right? The way I see it is that it might still have some downside to go before resuming its bull run, right? Okay. In short, I do think that the correction for NVIDIA will continue for a while, and by the time it reach around plus minus $140, that should be the time where the correction is almost over, right? Okay, but it could be $150 and $160, right? Okay, so but as of now, short-term wise, I don't see the correction is over, right? Okay, at least for the next 1 or 2 weeks, right? Okay, and that's for NVIDIA, right? Let's take a look at Google, right? Google has rallied up a lot. If you look at based on the monthly time frame, based on the 4 monthly time frame, in fact, since September, right? Okay, it has rallied 51%, right? Since September, it has rallied 51%, which is very huge in such a short span of time, right? So September, October, November, just roughly 3 months, right? A rally of a move of 51%, right? Okay, so we can see it over here as well, right? And because such a strong rally and the recent news even made it went even higher, but technically when we see this is actually a parabolic move, right? Okay, a parabolic move like this, right, most likely might not have more room to go, right? As of the way I see it, I would say that maybe at 340, that's the maximum short-term upside price level that it can go, right? But having said that, right, because it is in a very strong momentum, and it's not the right price to buy right now, okay, I will want to wait for a correction, right? Okay, don't see any correction happening now, right? Okay, but I do foresee that it might be soon in the next 1 or 2 weeks, where a correction might bring it down to 240 to 280, right? Depending on how strong the selling is, right? But overall, the way I see it, just between NVIDIA and Google, right? Just based on the technical charts, I could be wrong, right? Okay, I would say in the short term, it's better to hold on to Google than NVIDIA, because the way I see it, NVIDIA is already in a correction mode, and the correction might not be over soon, right? Okay, and that's my take for just the 2 stocks, right? But like I say again, we are going to look into the other ones like Broadcom, right? Okay, Broadcom. So Broadcom has been rallying very well because it's a chip maker that actually supplies chips to all these AI mega companies that has a demand. All these mega companies demand more of the AI chips, right? Okay, so Broadcom is one of them that supplies them, and you can see that it has rallied quite a bit. Okay, based on the weekly time frame. It's going to announce earnings, right? Okay, but the way I see it, it has also run up quite a bit, right? Okay, for the past roughly 6 months, right? It has rallied like almost close to double its price, right? Or even double its price, right? Okay, and this strong move is also fueled by all the actual demand for their chips and things like that. But technically, do I see it going much higher? Short term wise, actually yes, right? Okay, short term wise, actually yes. But in the more mid term wise, I do see that it might just come down, especially earnings is round the corner, right? Earnings is round the corner. In fact, the earnings announcement is on the 11th of December. Okay, this could really have more certainty after the earnings, right? Okay, but I would not want to trade this immediately because the way I see it, it is also technically pending a correction, right? Pending a correction. So might be the news that will cause it to correct a little bit, all right, sell off a little bit. Long story short, I think there is more downside risk than upside risk for Broadcom, right? I would rather it correct, right? Like what I said earlier, take a breather before I find a good price, a better price to get in on the stock, right? Okay, that's for Broadcom. Another one is Marvel, right? Marvel has been quite erratic in its stock price movement, right? Since August 2024, right? From $50-ish, it can surge all the way to above $120 by the start of January, right? Okay, then after that, at the start of January, it can go all the way down from $120 to below $50 in April, right? Okay, and since April, from around $50, it has rallied to close to almost $100 and almost want to double its price, and now it's correcting, right? Okay, so it's quite erratic in its movement, but the way I see it, if you look at the bigger time frame chart, like the monthly time frame, it is actually moving very steadily, right? Okay, the way I see it, especially the monthly time frame chart, it looks really, really bullish. That's for Marvel, right? The next one is Micron, right? Micron has surged up a lot also. The way I see it, it might be pending a correction also. And correction might already be starting as we speak, right? Okay, so over here we can see it. Last week was a very strong correction of about 15-16%, right? This week is rebounding a little bit, right? But over, what do I mean by this? I actually mean that of all the stocks that we see, right, I see more potential upside in terms of Marvel, right? In terms of Marvel, technically, that's what's telling me, and I like to follow my technicals. And if Marvel do offer me a slightly better price than current price, I might just find a very good setup. And it's already setting up, right? I do find that with that price point that I mentioned just now, it gives out a very good risk to reward to actually get in to have a very good profit, right? In its upside move, right? Not so much for the rest. The way I see it is actually round the corner to having a correction, or even in a correction like Nvidia, right? So I want to wait for them to play out, the correction to play out over before I get in at the price point that I mentioned, right? Okay, or even when I see that correction is ending much earlier than I thought it will be, then I will use my technicals to confirm it and actually get in after that, right? Okay, but right now, out of the 5 stocks, I would say Marvel is one of the better ones in terms of its potential upside, as based on technicals only, right? Okay, so I could be wrong, right? I'm not 100% all the time right, okay? But as price move, we will react accordingly and adjust our analysis as we go along as well, right? So it's not always fixed in stone, right? as the way the price move in each and every other stock that we see, right? It might present us a different view as the stock move in terms of price. Okay, so I hope today's video benefit you a lot on all these 5 stocks and what are the price points to look at, and also how I see these 5 stocks moving in the very short term as well, right? And hopefully with these insights on deep dive on these stocks, you have a better idea why the stocks are moving up, and technically how they are going to move in the near future as well, based on the technicals, right? And of course, if you watch this video and have been following us, please do join our mailing list, right? Or even subscribe to our channel, right? Okay, subscribe to our channel and like the video, right? Okay, it gives by doing that, right, it gives us a signal that we are doing things that you want to watch, and it motivates us to keep on going and presenting you all these free stuff, right, which take a lot of work, right, including editing and all those. So the only thing that is totally free for you is just to click on the subscribe button and even like the video, right? It really helps us a lot, right? Okay, and also join our news mailing list, right? Go to winningtrader.com/newsletter to join our mailing list, so that we can send you regular stock analysis and trading ideas, including whenever I have a new video, we will send it out through our mailing list and you will be the first to be notified, right? Okay, so all the best to you. May the profits be with you, and I will see you in my next video update. See you soon.
I hope you loved the video and learned something new from it. If you want to receive more videos like this, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notification. And if you want to learn more about the trade to win formula that I use in my trades, click on the link or button around this video to join my next free online workshop. In the workshop, you'll learn everything from finding the best opportunities to making consistent winning trades in the markets. I'll see you on the inside.